Alright, what's going on guys, it's your boy Zilchi and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. In today's video, we're going to be doing the long-awaited Dinosaur tutorial. This deck is so good, and if it wasn't for my boy Classy, once again, appreciate you, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be using this deck. It ended up being one of my favorite decks in the game. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and let's just jump straight into it. Alright, so for this one specifically, I'm going to be showing you the 2-card combo, which is going to be your best combo in this deck that you're going to want to use if you're going first, or even second, because you can get over a lot of boards with this. So first, you're going to want to have Misc in your hand right here, and then you're going to want to have Baby in your hand. So we just get the Fossil, and we'll add Baby real quick. Perfect. First, we're going to start off by activating Miscellaneous' effect, which is you send to the graveyard, and then your opponent's monsters, or not your opponent's, your monsters aren't affected by any effect, by card effects that destroy anything like that from your opponent for this main phase right now. So once he's in the graveyard, we're going to activate his ability, banish him to special summon one card from your deck, a level 1 card, which, you know, we're going to banish that card and whatever card he has, or whatever card you have, sorry, from the graveyard. For now, we only have one card in the graveyard, so this is perfect. We're going to activate that, and then we're going to bring out this beautiful Animadorned right here. His ability is going to activate, which allows you to destroy a dinosaur monster in your hand, which is going to be your baby, to add evolution pill from your deck. So we're going to do that. Activate this. Perfect. Destroy the baby. Bring the pill to your hand. Perfect. Now baby's effect is going to activate. Then it allows you to special summon a card from your deck to the field, right? So we're going to activate it to bring out Souleating Oviraptor. This is important, right? Souleating Oviraptor. His effect activates. You're going to activate this. It's on summon. You get to bring a monster that's level 4 or lower to your hand, right? Or send it to the graveyard. We're going to want to activate it. We're going to get the baby from, again, alright? We're bringing the baby to our hand. Perfect. And keep in mind, we haven't normal summoned yet. So now what we're going to want to do is normal summon the baby. We're going to pop the baby again. Perfect. Send that to the graveyard. Now we're going to special summon a card from the graveyard, which is Dinosaur, to the field. And this is important. The way Master Duel sets this up is left to right. So the card that is on this left right here is the one you just destroyed. And you need this effect, his effect, to go off. So if you were to click select right now on this card, his effect won't go off. So what you're going to want to do is make sure you click this card on the right side. That's the one that you destroyed earlier. And that effect will go off of the one that you just destroyed. So that's perfect. Perfect. His effect activates. And now we're going to special summon a card from our deck with the baby. So what we're doing right now is we're technically just recycling, trying to thin the deck and get out as much cards as we can for our unbreakable board. And this is why I like this version of Dinos more than the pure version, because we're running it with Scrap Raptor, and the Scrap engine, right? So we're going to choose Scrap Raptor in this scenario. Perfect. You have that right there. Then we're going to activate Scrap Raptor's effect, which is we destroy a card on the field, which is going to be the baby. And then we're going to activate baby to summon out the petite dragon right here. Alright. So far, it is a lot that we're doing. Alright. It's a lot that we're doing. But this is just so we can... This is your most optimal play for going first with this deck. Alright. So if you guys are confused at any point, you can rewind the video, skip it back, do what you gotta do. But make sure you don't mess anything up from here. Because if you do, your combos won't be... It will be messed up, and then you won't be doing the same thing, right? So we're gonna go here. We're gonna special summon. We're gonna go into our Scrap Wyvern. Very important. Use Scrap Raptor, and then you're gonna use the Animadorned. Have to use these two, all right? Don't use any of these two right here. Make sure it's this and this. So you're gonna confirm that. Link summon. Perfect. Don't have to watch that. Then we're going to activate his effect to bring back a scrap monster from the graveyard, which is our Scrap Raptor. Perfect. Put it right here. Anywhere is fine. Then his effect is we're gonna destroy a card on the field, and then we're gonna choose our Scrap Raptor. All right, we're gonna choose our Scrap Raptor. Perfect. Then we get to activate both of their effects. It doesn't. Normally, I'd like to activate this, then this, but for this, because we're going first, we're just gonna go this and this, right? So get that first, and then we get this. What we're doing is we're chain blocking that so they can't, ash this card effect. That's perfect. So we're gonna add this to our hand. Make sure you're adding this to the hand. Don't mess this up either, because if you choose this, you just can't summon it. So we're gonna add this Scrap Chimera to our hand. Make sure you're adding Scrap Chimera. I can't emphasize that enough. So add Scrap Chimera. And his effect activates, and we're going to special summon the Golem. The Scrap Golem, right? Then Golem's effect activates, which is we get to pop a monster on the field, which is going to be your Petite. And then Petite's effect activates in the graveyard. And we get to summon one of these monsters, one level 4 monster, right? So, or anyone. So normally, I'd say you go for the Giant Rex. But because we don't have a follow-up play for next turn, you're going to want to bring out the Miscellaneousaurus, the Misc, because you didn't have him in your hand, or he's not in the graveyard right now. If he was in the graveyard, or if he was in your hand, you could bring out your Giant Rex, and then use your Evolution Pill, bring him back, then go for more extended plays. But right now, we're going to go for the Miscellaneousaurus. In there. Perfect. Then you get to activate Scrap Golem's effect. Bring out the Scrap Raptor. You can bring him to your opponent's field, or you can bring him to your field. Obviously, you're going to want to bring it to your field. Alright, and from here, this is where your Unbreakable board comes into play, right? So you're going to go into your Appaloosa. Perfect, perfect. You're going to use these 3 for your summons of Appaloosa. So now you have a 3 negates with Appaloosa. Apollo USA, as they say. Then, from here, what you're going to do is you're going to summon your Scrap Chimera. I know we already normal summoned, but because of what we did by destroying the Scrap Chimera, then bringing him back and adding the Scrap Chimera, we were able to unlock another normal summon for Scrap monsters only. So, there we go. Summon that. What he does is he allows you to bring back Scrap Raptor from the graveyard. This is perfect. Now we're in the perfect position, right? What you're going to do from here is you're going to go into your Synchro Summon of Borreload Savage Dragon. It's perfect. We're in a very good position. Everything's going according to plan. You're going to bring the Scrap Wyvern and do that. He gains the attack. Alright, so that's good. Now we have 2 negates on Borreload Savage Dragon, and we have 3 monster negates for your Appaloosa. What you're going to do now is you're going to special summon. What I like to go into is the Abyss Dweller. So that way, okay, get your 2 level 4s. I like to go into this card because it's a good way to shut down your opponent's card effects from your graveyard. Like if they're using like Blue Eyes White Dragon or something, they can't activate those effects, right? Or any effect that has to do with the graveyard, it just shuts it down completely. And what you do is you definitely just want to chain that as soon as he draws a card. So for that, you would toggle on, and that effect pops as soon as he draws a card, right? Alright, so from here, we're gonna activate the effect of Double Evolution Pill. We're going to banish your Animadorned. Make sure you banish your Animadorn. Plus your Scrap Golem. And we're actually going to bring out... Like, if this card was in your deck, you're going to want to bring this card out. But because it was in my hand, it wasn't really optimal. But still, that's what you're going to want to bring out instead of your Ultimate Conductor. Because this card is also a negate of 1. So anything he does on that side, you can also negate. So technically you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negates on the field. Well, technically you have 5 negates because he can only negate 1 time per turn, right? So you have 5 negates, and this is why it's an unbreakable board, because 3 monsters, you have 2 spell cards that you can negate. So you can do a lot of things from here, right? So if he ends up activating anything on his next turn, you can activate the Overtex and destroy itself, bring back another evolution pill to your hand. So for next turn, you can bring out your ultimate Conductor Dragon, and then you can just attack for game. Like, this board is so good, and it's one of the best boards on this deck right now. Alright, so for this next one, I'm going to be showing you another combo that you could do as well. Hopefully I get the hint, so hopefully you guys stick around for that one. It's going to be another 2-card combo. It's going to be your spell card of Lost World and Oviraptor. So let's go right into it. Alright, for this combo right here, we have our Oviraptor in hand, and we have our Lost World. So for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be activating these 2 cards, because you could... with this first turn hand, you just win the duel, right? Like, this is ridiculous. This is powerful on its own, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna be just doing this 2-card combo. So we're gonna activate Lost World, and as it says, all monsters in the field lose 500 attack except for dinosaur monsters. So that includes the enemy's monsters as well. And once you summon a monster, special summon a dinosaur monster, you summon a token on his field that's dinosaurs. Alright, so we're gonna go into it. We're gonna normal summon the Oviraptor, activate both of their effects. Alright, do that. And from this, you're gonna add the Misc to your hand. Add it to your hand. If you wanted to, you can activate the Misc right now, but I'm not going to. So from here, no, I'm actually going to activate the Misc. This is perfect. This is perfect, because you have to activate the Misc. Then we're gonna activate the Oviraptor, because this effect won't work unless you do it. So, because what this does is, you're gonna see what happens. So we're gonna activate the effect, and it's gonna allow you to pop the token, but Lost World effect activates where you could stop the destruction of the token. So you're gonna click this. Instead, you're gonna destroy a card from your deck. So you're gonna destroy the baby. Now this is perfect. You're gonna destroy the baby. Then you're gonna go into the Animadorned. Actually, no, you're gonna go into the Scrap Raptor. Then you're gonna pop Scrap Raptor. Activate his effect. You're gonna add the Chimera to your hand. Normal summon Chimera. Activate Chimera's effect. Bring out the Scrap Raptor again. Perfect. Then you're going to go into your Scrap Wyvern. Then you're going to activate Scrap Wyvern's effect. You can bring back any one of these. It doesn't really matter. We're going to bring back the Raptor. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out just now. Then we're going to destroy the Raptor again. Activate Scrap Wyvern's effect. We get to special summon the Scrap Golem. For this one, we're going to actually destroy our token. Bring back the Scrap Raptor. Perfect. This is very good. For this, in this case, what we can do from here, our Appaloosa. But first, we're going to activate our Misc from the field. And we're going to bring forth our, we're going to banish 2. One from the graveyard and you. Then we're going to bring out another baby. It doesn't really matter. This is just a 2-card combo. So from here, we're going to just... I should have actually gotten rid of the Petite, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to go into our Appaloosa. We're going to use the baby, because we need these 2, right? So we're still gonna end up getting a decent board. This is not as good as the one that we had before, but this is a combo that you can still do as well. So now we have 3 negates still. Alright, then we're gonna go into our Borreload. Activate all of his effects. And this is the board you're going to end up with. Like I said, it's not as good as the first one, but it's something that sometimes does happen, and it's what you're going to need to do, because it's still a really good board, right? You have your 3 monster negates, and then you have your 2 or your 1 negate afterwards if you decide to use like a spell or something. He could bait it, but you could... It's up to you whether you decide to use it or not. But this is really good because you do actually still have... You do have follow-up plays if they decide to destroy this. Like I said, you have 5 cards in your hand. Most of the time, you're going to have 3 other cards that you can use, right? So this board isn't bad at all. It's actually still really, really good. It's the second best board for this deck. And that's really the 2 main combos that you want to know for this deck. There's not really that much. You just need 2 cards. Any 2 cards, the 2 card combos, right? So I'm going to show you another duel. And it's going to showcase this deck, actually how good it is against like certain decks. So I'm going to show you one against a Sky Striker / Eldritch deck. I'm going to show you at its full potential, right? So let's just jump straight into that. So to start this one off, as you can see my hand right here, we don't really have anything too crazy. Thankfully, we had the Pot of Prosperity in hand. But even if we didn't, like I showed you, we had access to the 2 card combo from Oviraptor and Lost World. So we're just going to let him do his plays, and you're going to see what happens this duel, right? Alright, so now it got to my turn. I ended up drawing into a Fossil Dig. I used the Lightning Storm so that we could just get rid of his back row. Because I don't know what anything about Sky Strikers, but I'm going to do a tutorial on this deck as well, so don't even worry, because I just got to get used to it. But yeah, I was just afraid of what that cards could do, so I decided to use Lightning Storm and get rid of that back row. He ends up activating his Eldritch card, which I believe summons an Eldritch from the deck, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see it real quick. His effect resolves, which is perfect, and he does indeed bring out the Eldritch. So from here, we could do a lot. So since it's my second turn, I don't want to... Like I said, I didn't know what his card did right here. And plus, my hope was with the use of Pot of Prosperity, I banish 6, and I look at the top 6 of my cards, and hopefully I could draw into a Misc or a Baby, right? Or it shows me a Misc or a Baby. So that way, we could do our optimal 2 card combo, right? So we're going to activate that. And as you see, we actually got another Fossil Dig, which is perfect if we didn't get a Misc or a Baby right there, right? So now I'm going to pause it here. Now we have 2 cards, which is basically our Misc and our Baby right here, because we can activate this the same turn. So we have... I'm going to grab the Baby and the Misc right now. Perfect. And like I said, even if he had ended up Ash Blossoming these cards right here, or had a way to stop me from bringing them, we still have our 2 card combo. What that does is it just wastes their hand traps, and that's really good in this meta, right? So I'm going to do that. We're going to activate our Lost World, so that way they lose attack points. Perfect. So he knew that we were probably going to special summon this turn because of Miscellaneous's effect, right? So I had to think about if I wanted to continue the combo or if I wanted to just stop right there. And I think I ended up stopping by just normal summoning, getting a card to my hand. Which I don't remember what I brought to my hand. It might have been a miss. Oh no, I brought the Pankratops to the hand. And then I just attacked. Just to get rid of that. And then it goes into his turn. Now, I wasn't really worried because he has 2 cards in his hand. I didn't give him any special summons, so that way, you know, he didn't have to draw any cards. Because Maxx is really, really good. But even then, we still have the board and the hand, especially the hand and the card in our graveyard, to just completely win this duel, right? So we're gonna go see what he does. Let's just fast forward it. He sets those trap cards. He gets into my Lost World, which wasn't really a big deal. I think he was able to bring out, yep, the second one right here. And then he just attacks. And then he attacks again. I believe that was the end of his turn, unless he said another. Yeah, so that was the end of his turn. And right here, I thought we were looking really, really good because he didn't have any set cards like most Eldritch players do. But he actually ended up, you know, crossover Eldritch and Sky Striker, so I wasn't really worried, right? So we had that. He activated some cards from the graveyard, brought this card from the deck. This is perfect. I used this so that way he just use it and get it over. Like I said, I'm not really too familiar with the Eldritch cards, so I was just like, let me just activate it and see what happens. Whatever happens, happens, right? He ended up not having a third one, so he brought out the Ash. I brought out Pankratops. This play I did right here, I did it on purpose, alright? Because I literally saw into the future as soon as I summoned Dinowrestler. Because I knew I wanted to make this duel into a video. So this card right here isn't affected by card effects that destroy. So I already knew that. So I wanted to just bait it out because I needed all 3 of them on the field. Just so I could show you the full potential of what we could do with this deck, right? So I decided to target the one that wasn't destroyed. So I did that on purpose, alright? I did it on purpose. Don't make fun of me in the comments. So we did that. His effect didn't activate, which is good. Now we do the standard plays that I showed you in the beginning of the duel. And we're going to end up getting out our full board. Now look at, we did that from just 2 cards, right? We're doing this from just 2 cards. Doing the standard plays, right? We're doing that, destroy that, bring a monster. We're going to bring out the Scrap Raptor. Activate Scrap Raptor, destroy the baby. We're going to bring out the Petite. Perfect. Then we're going to go into our Scrap Wyvern. Perfect, perfect. Then we're going to activate Scrap Wyvern's effect to bring out the Scrap Raptor. Destroy the Scrap Raptor. Activate both of their effects. We get to add a Scrap Chimera and the Scrap Golem. So we're going to get Scrap Chimera to our hand. And then we're going to special summon the Scrap Golem. This is perfect. Then we're going to activate Golem, destroy the Petite's effect, activate. We're going to bring out the Miscellaneousaurus, activate Golem, bring out the Scrap Raptor. Then we're going to special summon into our Appaloosa. No, I didn't. Oh, I forgot about that. So in this scenario, I knew I was going to win this turn. So what I did was I brought out the Borreload the Borrelsword Dragon, which the deck list is going to be in the end of the video. And it's going to be in the description as well. So I ended up bringing out the Borrelsword Dragon. So that way we could have this turn be our OTK turn. This is the turn that he was going to lose, right? So we brought him out. We ended up special summoning that, bringing out the Scrap Raptor. So now for this turn right here, we didn't end up going into our Borreload Savage Dragon because, like I said, this is the turn that we were gonna win. So I ended up bringing out this monster right here, and what he does is the Draco Berserker. What he does is he's able to attack and take the original attack of the opponent's monster that was destroyed and add it to his own, and then he can attack again, right? And Borrelsword Dragon gets to attack twice if he changes the monster to a attack position, and also he takes that opponent's monster's attack and adds it to his own as well. So I already knew that he was gonna lose this turn. I just wanted to show off because I knew this was gonna be a video, right? So and then I ended up changing my deck a lot because I ended up adding this Dark Rebellion Dragon. And this card as well is really, really good level 4 card. You discard 2 attachments to it, then you take the attack of one of these monsters, and then you add it to your own. So I ended up taking this cards, and it brought it down to 17,400, I think. Yeah, 1750. There we go. Bring out the Conductor. And literally this board for this turn is just so good. Like I said, he didn't have anything in the back row. So if he had done anything to add to the back row, I would have gone to my Borreload Savage Dragon, so that way we could negate at least one of them. And hopefully it would have been his most important one, right? But since he didn't, this was what we decided to do. Like I said, we knew we were going to win this turn. And we just went in. Like, we just went in. His effect activates, he does 1,000 damage. Then we just go in for the kill. This deck is so good. Like I said, it's one of those, in my opinion, it's an anti-meta deck. Because right now, it is meta, but it's not meta at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. Just, if you run this card against this deck against meta, more often than not, you're able to win with the right setup, right? But most of the time, if they have their best setup, we're probably gonna lose. But that's very rarely. That's very, very, very rare. Even against Eldritch, this deck does really, really good. Like I said, in the main phase, this deck isn't able to be targeted because of Miscellaneousaurus effect. And he's really, really good. So the deck list is going to be in the description of this video. If you want to check it out, it's literally going to be in the description. I'm going to type all the cards out one by one. So yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully it was informational. If you're trying to use dinosaurs, it can get to Plat 1 fairly easily. You can get to Plat 1 really, really easily with this deck. Like I said, not many people are too familiar with it, so I was able to bring out this tutorial for you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.